So today, what we're gonna do is breast lift to correct the breast in shape. We're gonna do the tummy tuck to get rid of all the apron, and then liposuction, chin and forearm and the rest of the body to make it in shape. Breast lift is we moving the nipples up to its position, correct the unequal in both breasts and restore the volumes in the breast to make it look shape. It might have scar, so you need to aware of that. Next is the tummy tuck. What we're doing is we cut the excess of skin, reshape of your abdomen, we restore the weakness of your abdomen and make it look like S-curve again, and we cut and we remove the umbilical to be a nice one. And next, what we're doing is liposuction in some place that the fat accumulation is not nice, like your chin area, which after we remove the fat, you might need to wear a pressure garment to tie the skin up. Also the forearms that you have very unsatisfaction with the fat accumulation. So we remove that fat area, and after that we wear a pressure garment to keep in shape. Also the abdomen or thigh, if you want to remove all the fat, we need to sculpture the fat, not all the fat, but it needs to be in shape. And then after that you have to wear a pressure garment to keep it in place.
Excellent. The night before my surgery, I was very nervous. I was excited but nervous. In the morning of the operation, everything moves very quickly. The nurses come and they get you ready for surgery, and you go downstairs. Everybody is very kind. Then you go in and the anesthesiast sees you and he reassures you. I was a little crying because I was a bit scared, and he patted my hand and said, "All good," and I went to sleep. I woke up in recovery. I was very cold and unsure where I was, but no pain, just cold. I woke up with massages on my legs for circulation so I don't get clotting. When I was settled, they asked if I was okay and would I like to come up back to my room here. So the nurses brought me up, made me very comfortable in my bed, so I didn't have to transfer. The next morning, I was worried I was going to be very sore, very happy, no pain. Good medication. They have the morphine drip and ice pads for your swelling. More sore because I've had my breasts done. They're all good. My tummy is what is sore because it gets a lot of swelling. So by holding my tummy and moving, you have to move. You can't lay still all the time. Do your exercises. I feel very good. I'm very happy with how I feel. I thought I was going to struggle with the pain. It's been fantastic. I'm very happy. I like what I see now. Even though I am very swollen, it's going to get better and better. Yeah. Wow. And this is like spinning. I am day 3. Possibly the worst time. Yeah, no. I was worried. I thought, because I read you get very sad and scared on day 3. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Anything to you, right?
No. I'm. If I have a question, I ask. You need to ask all the time. If they don't understand, ask again in a different way. Use your telephone or use your consultant to help people understand. Sometimes the language barrier is a little hard, but you do get through that. And the doctor comes in the morning, make sure everything is very good, and talks you through why things look the way they do. So I know exactly what my body is doing at the moment, and it's all good.
Hi, my name's Debbie. I'm 7 days post-op.
from the operations that I've had. And I've been with Beauty Butler for the whole process, from meeting Jane right through to today. I leave tomorrow to go back to Australia in Queensland. The reason why I chose to have my surgery in Thailand was that in Australia, for what I wanted to have done, there was no way I was going to be able to afford that. I was quoted around the $60,000 to $70,000 for my surgery. That was unreasonable for me to be able to afford and to get the work that I wanted done with the precision and with the doctors that I wanted. So I did my research and found that Thailand had amazing doctors, amazing support systems in place, and the surgery, the cutting was very, very fine cutting, so I wasn't going to be left with major scarring. Beauty Butler has been a walk in the park for me. From the first moment I sent that first initial email to getting a reply back and explaining what I wanted to have happen, what my expectations were. I got to Zoom conference meetings to meet who I was interacting with. They organised a lot of quotes for me where I was able to pick who I wanted as my surgeon. I found out a few people that I was interested in who I'd like to have the surgery through. I was then able to actually have meetings with those surgeons, and I found who I would like to go through, which gave me more confidence, where they were able to suggest things that I thought I didn't want, but I did need. They were very practical in the fact that Beauty Butler was able to guide me through the whole process. And that's really important coming from an international area. The communication was perfect, emails. Anytime I needed any questions asked, I just had to ask on WhatsApp, and the Beauty Butler responded immediately. First impressions of the hospital was it was a beautiful 5-star facility. I was expecting something very different to what I'm used to in Australia. I walked in, the technology, the cleanliness, the way I was welcomed, the concierge treatment that I received walking in. It was just a really very personal and very heartfelt that they were happy for me to be there using their service. Meeting the doctor for the first time was quite interesting. Even though I'd seen him and read his profile before, it was really lovely to actually meet him in person, and for him to give me a much clearer idea after he'd seen my body in person. Even though he had seen my pictures, to see a person in the flesh is very different. I was really impressed with the way he explained things to me and helped me understand the realization that some of my procedures that I wanted weren't going to be beneficial for me at this stage. So we set up a goal of how I was going to achieve that, and I'm more than happy with how that turned out. So my surgery consisted of, after losing quite a lot of weight, I had a lot of excess skin that was very uncomfortable. I live in a very hot climate in Queensland in Australia, so I was getting a lot of heat rashes. So I had some liposuction done on my chin. I had my breast lifted and reduced in size. I had an extended tummy tuck and liposuction between my thighs and around my hips. Before the surgery day, I was extremely nervous, as you would be. I had so much support from the concierge cookie that morning of, also with Beauty Butler, wishing me all the best. I was so supported. It happened very quickly the morning of surgery. I was awake. They sent me down. They talked me through every single process. I did become a little bit anxious once I got into the operation theatre, but the minute the anesthesiologist came, he was lovely, and I don't remember anything else but waking up. The staff are wonderful at Wansiri. They are so dedicated to making you feel comfortable, Whenever you needed anything, I was a click away. They were very quick in attending to any need that I had, and also explaining every time they did something, why they were doing it and what the benefit was to do that. So it gave me a lot of feelings that I was being taken care of the whole time without any prejudice or language barriers. It was very good. If they didn't understand me, we got through that with translator on my phone, or we took the time to work that out together. The recovery process was absolutely amazing. Waking up was an experience. There's a lot of things that you don't expect to happen. So waking up, I felt very cold, but they reassured me. They put warm air around my body. Once I was awake, they asked if I was happy to go back to my room. Going back to my room, I could not have asked for any better care. They were so gentle with me. I was a little scared because I didn't know how I was going to feel. There was hardly any pain, which I was very shocked at. And the recovery process was wonderful. Again, the nurses, the doctor every morning coming in and seeing me, the wound care, explaining wound care to me, making sure I was happy with what I was looking at. And if I didn't know if it wasn't good, they explained, this is the bruising, why I have this, and how it comes about and how it will go down again. Beauty Butler, I cannot recommend these people any more than what I am now. They have made this journey that I've been planning for many years any better. I am so thankful and appreciative of what Jane and her team have done for me in this journey. I couldn't recommend them anymore. If you want someone to be there with you every step of the way, this is the people you need to be with. Absolutely, having a local team who can speak the language, who can recommend the simple things like the Grab app for any food that you may need, or if you want to go somewhere to grab the taxi, but having the local knowledge of the local people, the local hospitals, the location of places where you may want to go, but also having the local knowledge of the team that you are going to be supported by, knowing that they can recommend places for you to go when you're feeling good, but also just having that friendship, building a friendship with a local team here. I'm more than willing to come back and receive the next lot of my treatment very soon. How can I explain in one word what you guys have done for me? Truly, there isn't a word. Amazing, fabulous. There isn't one word. I'm just totally grateful. Yeah, to say how thankful and how much love I have for you guys, with how you've treated me, respected my decisions, stepped me through everything. I am so honoured to be part of this journey, and thank you for being on this journey with me.